Greetings, WildWomen, WiseWomen, and Witches. It's the full moon time again. So first, let me tell you about the social. It will be May 12th from 7 to about 8 p.m. This is something that we do on Zoom. It is for women only, and I do want to cultivate safe space. So if you think you might be interested in joining us for our next full moon social, please let me know. I will send you the Zoom link. And what we normally do is a candle spell. You can use a votive, you can use a taper, depending on what you have available. And we do kind of an affirmation using the current energies available with the full moon. So this full moon is in Scorpio. As a Scorpio, I can tell you it is an intensely deep emotional sign. So we can expect a lot of deep feelings, real feelings. I'm really feeling it. So be mindful because you probably will feel things a little bit stronger than you normally would. And there's an emotional depth that comes with the full moon in Scorpio that we may not see in other signs. So obviously, if you have a ritual that you want to do to release something, this is a really good time to do it. And I'll talk more about that in just a second. But let's just talk a little bit about some of the energies that we're talking about with full moon in Scorpio. Mystery, death and taxes. It's kind of always been associated with a Scorpio, and the tarot card is Scorpio, is the death card as well. So transformation is a huge theme for Scorpio full moon, especially since both the full moon and the sign of Scorpio are about transformation. In the case of this particular full moon, with the ruling planet Mars being in Leo, it's a great time to shed some light as well, to kind of almost make public, to a degree, things that need to be let go of. Sometimes we have to voice what we're going to let go of before we actually let go of it. So don't be surprised if something like that happens. This is not a time for superficiality or superficial conversations, or it's not a time for decisions where you're not going to think them through. And most important is to honor your emotions in any decisions coming up, or any things that you undertake during a full moon in Scorpio. So, for instance, if you wanted to collect some moon water with the full moon in Scorpio, you could save that water and use it for rituals of release. Use it for rituals where maybe you're cutting cords with somebody. This is also a good time for that type of ceremony. And I know from experience that can be a very profound experience ritually when you decide to cut the cord with somebody. Usually it's because the energetic connection has become toxic or unsustainable. And so this would be a really good time to go ahead and perform that type of ritual at the full moon. And let's see. And for me, I love my moon water. I love collecting moon water. And when I collect moon water, I save it for rituals. I save it for my chalice for different types of ritual. So the moon water that I'm planning on collecting with this full moon, it's going to be used for personal work, shadow work, which is great Scorpio energy as well, for releasing things that no longer serve me, for letting go of emotions that are really, they're just hurting me at this point, how badly I feel, or how much sorrow I carry for any particular situation. And I have a few of those in my life right now. It's a good time to let those things go, which is what I'm probably going to be doing as far as my ritual, personal ritual for the full moon. And collecting that water is especially important for me this particular time, because I see it as an unwinding type of energy to collect this water when the full moon is in Scorpio, because my sun sign is in Scorpio. So it kind of gives me light and day to work with, dark and light to work with at the same time. And my moon is in Taurus, so I've got the complete flip with the astrological associations with this full moon. And I will charge that water for personal work, especially when it's something like that where I've kind of got my sun and moon flipped, but it's a great time to harmonize those energies for something healthier and for something that is whole. And as you know, I love my holistic magic. So I'm all about finding ways, resonances, energetic vibrations that help me find center and help me find balance. And for a lot of us, and me too, that goes hand in hand with releasing some of my deeper emotions that are maybe holding me back, or even preventing me from seeing the truth that I need to see. So another thing with the Scorpio sign, most of you probably heard that they are also heavily associated with the occult. It's one of the most occult signs in our astrological zodiac. Mysteries, enigmas, all these types of energies are associated with Scorpio, and of course the Scorpio moon. So the key word for this month is going to be, for this month's full moon, is transformation. And we will actually be doing a small candle rite at the full moon social on the topic of transformation. And we usually also talk about things that are important to women based on the theme of the month. So we're going to talk about important ways we can transform our lives as women in a very difficult climate right now for all women. So just keep that in mind. That is the flower moon. It would be great to have some flowers on your altar to celebrate the blossoming and blooming of all the beautiful color in the world. And I live in a beautiful part of the world, so I'm excited just taking a walk around my neighborhood because we have so many people that are gardeners. They have their front yard gardeners, and some of them have just some of the most beautiful flowers. Some I don't even know what they are, but I have one neighbor that has incredible roses. It must be 50 different kinds in her front yard that she obviously tends with care. And roses are also a great time or a great association with Scorpios and with the full moon. So bring some roses into your altar, and if you celebrate with a ritual, consider one of two things. This is a good time to cut the cords with somebody. If you have a connection with somebody and it's become toxic or unsustainable, it's probably time to cut that cord. And the Scorpio full moon would be a great time to do that because it is about release and about transformation. And a lot of times, the only thing holding us back from transformation or moving past something is letting go of our emotional connection, especially. This is a time of emotional depth. So you're going to be getting hit right in the feels with this full moon in Scorpio. Keep that in mind. With Mars being in Leo and Mars ruling Scorpio, this also brings in the element of persuasion, a time where if you speak from the heart, it's going to carry a lot of the power of persuasion. So if you have something that you need to get off your chest, or you have somebody you need to talk to about something important that is, hits you in the feels, is a deep emotional subject, this could be a very powerful time to do that type of work. Just be mindful that your emotions will be very strong. But sometimes we hold back our emotions. So having this full moon where we have the opportunity to release emotions, we can at least calm our sense of sorrow or sadness from emotional trauma or emotional damage. This full moon in Scorpio is a great time to do that. Good time for soul searching. And it's also a really good time because it is so heavily associated with the occult and mysteries and what comes after this existence, that kind of vibe. You might also want to take some time to rededicate yourself to your soul path, whatever that might be. And so I'm going to just close with that. I think it's going to be pretty clear. We're going to have a very emotional full moon. I encourage you to release, to transform, and to recommit to your path. Those are all options for this full moon. And if you would like to join us, like I said, we'll be doing a small candle rite on May 12th from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Would love to have you join us. We keep it pretty simple. Bring a candle, bring your lighter, and bring a spirit of community as we get together with a couple other women and share this full moon energy together. Full moon in Scorpio, no less. So, of course, you can always reach me at WildWomen, WiseWomen, and Witches, all one long string of text, at gmail.com. You can always comment on my YouTube videos. And I do want to also let you know that there is a Patreon group for WildWomen, WiseWomen, and Witches. It's $5 a month, and it comes with daily, weekly, and exclusive content with a lot of feminist content. I do like to, on my Wise Women Wednesdays, which today's Wise Woman was Lucy Stone. I like to cover women that have been part of the suffragette movement or women's liberation in the 70s, or the first wave of feminism all the way back. I like to cover some of those folks simply because I think their legacy is so important. And the same thing goes with magical women in history as well, like Florence Farrow, whom I've already covered, Moina Mathers, Doreen Valiente, all these really powerful women that whose shoulders we stand on, basically. So check out the WildWomen Witches on Patreon. Temple of Mont Knoxville is the site, and of course that membership is free, and I do post member exclusive content as well, and I'm going to be beefing that up. So check out the Temple of Mont Knoxville just for the free membership. That would be great. I'd love to have you there. And so, wild women, wise women, and witches, I'm wishing you a beautiful flower moon. Give yourself permission to let go of things that no longer serve you, that are probably hindrances to your progress on your spiritual path. Now's a good time to let those things go. And if you collect the moon water, save it for that type of ritual, a ritual of release, or if you choose to cut a cord with somebody, or even if you just choose to dedicate to your path. This would be good moon water for that. And, well, guys, I will see you again with the full moon in June. And don't forget to check out the Patreon. I would so love to have you there. And we'll see you next month.